All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahak Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, to the Baasha Dabadat, the house of David. This is Men of Valor Las Vegas Camp. All right, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into these scripts. All right, so you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true children of Israel. All right, if your father's line goes back to a so-called Mexican, a so-called Puerto Rican, a so-called Argentinian, so-called Negro, all right, a so-called Native American, all right, you belong to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and we're going to prove that here in Scripture. Okay, so go ahead and matter of fact, let's start in Exodus. Come, you got Deuteronomy. Come. He's going to pull something.
Now, this is the book of Romans, chapter 8, and verse 16. It says, "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High."
God. All right, so the Spirit itself beareth witness for us. All right, by the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, if your father's line goes back to those bywords,
To Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
God,
You know, that's to go all the way up the ladder.
God.
Hey, but I brought that out because nowhere in this book, are you gonna find these bywords. You ain't gonna. It's not gonna say, "Oh, the tribe of Issachar is a Mexican. Judah is a so-called black man or a Negro."
God.
But through the Spirit, that's how we know we are the children, because we're going through the curses right now.
God.
And everything that identifies us with this book, you don't see other people of the nation unless they're a speckled bird, out here on the streets with the truth.
God. God. Hey, and that's how Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has it set up. All right, that's why Salakia. That's why the curses has us scattered through all nations. All right, and essentially it was for a stumbling block too. All right, a stumbling block for 2/3 of our own people that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai doesn't want. All right, at this particular time. All right, but the whole nation in its entirety will come back. All right, all of Israel. If you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American through your father's line, all the way back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right, you will see salvation. All right, in the 2/3 will see it the second death, and the 1/3 will see it the deliverance from this great destruction falling upon the earth. All right.
Hey, the elders, before us, the apostles and elders, they were the ones that were given the mystery, to match these bywords up with these tribes.
God. All right. That was Apostle Tahar's elders. All right, which are essentially elders of us, but we through those men's labor. All right, Apostle Tahar took it on down. All right, he was the next in line. All right, he was the next in line to bring out this word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and to further it along with the other apostles. All right, but let's go ahead and go to Exodus.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 1. "Now these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah; Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin; Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already."
God, so these were all the children of Israel. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai cares about you. All right, he even cares about the 2/3 of you, and that's why you're going to be put to death. All right, he's going to put you to death so you can be corrected and come back in your right state through the loins of the elect. All right.
Now, this book of Deuteronomy is going to be chapter 7 and verse 6 says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power, the Lord thyself, Slakia, the Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth."
God, Yahweh Shem Yahushai chose Israel, all right, to be a special people unto himself. Unto himself. All right. Himself is possessive. All right.
You're the apple of his eye.
God.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 26. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. Verse 27, for this is my covenant unto them when I shall take away their sins.
Hey, this is Yahweh Shem Yahushai's covenant unto his people, his nation. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, whether you care to hear or forbear. All right, he is giving you the opportunity to have salvation on the first go around. If you hear this word, all right, we're out here for the 1/3 first and foremost. All right, because the other 2/3 are not going to get it on this side. All right, Deuteronomy for me. Let's get to the curse. Pull Deuteronomy 11, 28, 6, 27, 28.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11, verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
So Yahweh Shem Yahushai set before us when we entered into that covenant. All right. When Moses brought those 10 commandments down from the mount, all right, we entered into a covenant, and it was a blood covenant. All right. That's why blood was spread across the book. All right. He said, read it again.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11, verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. All right. A blessing and a curse. Go ahead and continue.
Verse 27, a blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your power.
So a blessing if you obey all the law, statutes, and commandments, all right, as a nation back then, all right. But of course we didn't get it right. But now we're under grace and mercy, all right. So you have to perform it to the best of your ability, all right. You have to stop eating pork, shrimp, lobster, all right. Stop sleeping with another man's woman, all right. Worshiping these false idols, all right. That's so-called Christianity, this Christian prosperity doctrine, this Buddhism, Hindu, Muslim, or whatever abominable thing that you worship, all right. That is not for the children of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right. You belong to the power of the universe, who set up these false idols for these other heathen nations. All right.
You gotta cast off that mortal man.
God.
No? Let me grab this brief real quick.
God.
This is Psalms 147 and 19. It says, "He showeth his word to Jacob, his statutes and his judgments to Israel unto Israel."
God. He showed this word to Jacob. What word? All right. The law, statutes, and commandments. The law, statutes, and commandments, and everything that follows. All right. Because the promises, you can't have Salakia. You can't get to the promises, all right, without the law, statutes, and commandments, which we're experiencing now. That was the promise.
That was the promise. Yahweh Shem Yahushai says that his word won't come back to him void. So we were meant to keep those,
God.
for the ages and for the generations to come.
For generation to generation to generation. All right, for an eternity.
Right.
All right. It is either, hey, if our Father, all right, Yahweh, and his son Yahweh Shai all right, are the powers of the universe. And they are forever. What the fuck are you gonna be? What are you gonna be? What does he want his nation to be?
Doesn't it say that he made us in his image?
God,
You know,
ye are gods. All right? We are lower level Yahweh Shais. All right? In order. The whole nation. All right? Because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is a righteous king. A righteous king. So his whole nation reaps the benefits. Not like Esau Edom. Not like this kingdom. It's only elect. Only a small remnant. All right? They don't care enough about their own people. They gave them a time to prosper, and then they said, oh, you can't do it. Well, you know what? More for us.
this is this is Psalms 147 and verse 20
So windy today.
says, "He hath not dealt so with any nation, and for his judgments they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord."
He has not dealt so with any nation. Matter of fact, follow that up with Amos 3. He has not dealt so with any nation.
I lost it.
All right, go ahead. It was gone with the wind. All right, I got it. So just read that again, and then read. Oh, you dropped it. All right.
He has not dealt so with any nation. And why don't these other nations know the judgments of the Lord? They don't know them because they don't get their judgment till after death.
God.
And when we get reincarnated, into another physical body, we don't remember the past lives.
God. Hey, and the Bible tells you that. Matter of fact, we'll get that in a minute.
And the elect, on this side, they're going to be getting judged, their judgments out, more expediently and on the daily.
God. Hey, that's tried as gold in the fire. All right. We make our bodies a living sacrifice. When you wake up to the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right. When you wake up to the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and you put on that breastplate of righteousness, helmet of salvation, and shield of faith. All right, you're gearing up for war, a spiritual battle. All right, go ahead and bring out Amos.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 2. I'll start at verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Hear the word that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has spoken against the children of Israel. Against the children of Israel. Once again, who was it?
Israel.
Israel. One more time.
Israel.
Israel. There's nobody else. Nobody. It's an exclusive bloodline club. If you don't have the blood, you're not in the club. All right?
This is like how was it in England? They have that fake bloodline.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Same thing, but this is actually the truth.
God.
This is on the right hand side.
God, that's on the left hand side.
Hey, and their own science, said that whole bloodline in England for the queen and the princess, that's all false. They brought that information out like 2 years ago.
God. Hey, that's why Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has certain gifts. All right. You so-called Negroes and Latinos, Native Americans are the salt of the earth. You're the smartest. You're the best looking. You're the brightest talents. All right. Hey, we are here for the source of entertainment for all these other heathen nations at this point in time. Because Israel's a laughing stock. Our women are fucking whores. All right. Our children are out of order and disobedient, along with our women, because they're like fucking childish children themselves. All right. gathering abroad and doing whatever the hell they want. Nobody wants to be in order. A bunch of fucking degenerates. Go ahead.
They love folly. You know?
Khan, you love folly. You love to be the fucking limelight. All right? Everybody's got to pay attention to fucking you. All right? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to pay attention to you with thermonuclear fucking fire so you can fucking burn. All right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's you I have known out of all the fucking nations of the earth. Did it say some families or did it say, oh, I might be confused. Read it again. Read it from the top.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Children of Israel, okay.
Against the whole family.
Against the whole family.
Which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, that sounds like a parent kicking your ass. All right? If you had any kind of a parent, all right, your parent disciplined you. All right? Disciplined you. A physical discipline. All right, because I don't believe in sit in the corner and all that. That's Billy shit. That's why Billy wilds out. But if you had any kind of a parent, all right, you have received at least 15 whoopings in your life. All right, with the belt, with the paddle, with the switch, something. It might have been all three. It might have been with an extension cord. Shit, you might call that child abuse, but I call that love. All right. Go ahead. Read it one more time.
The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
I will punish you for all your iniquities. All right, for being disobedient. All right, for being a child talking back. To be for a child to tell me that you're the parent and that you know best. All right, it's like sometimes when you were a little kid and you told your parents, "No, I can do it," and your parents knew you couldn't do it, but they let you fuck up anyway. All right, so you can learn. Because what's the best teacher? Experience is the best teacher. All right? We had experience in our hand through Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That was the experience. Yahweh was the experience in sitting Yahushai. That was the experience. We had it in our hand. All right? Yahweh is the ultimate experience. But it was ordained for us to go off. All right? So we would understand and we would know and receive that correction. All right?
And that's partly why we're going to be made perfect in the kingdom. You know, we're going to have that complete understanding, you know, of why everything is in place, because we experienced the worst of it.
God, experience the lows. Hey, you can't know what the high is until you've been low. All right? Even Esau, Edom, he's been low. All right? They are the base men. All right? Esau, Edom is the base man. That means out of every nation that's here on the planet, they're the bottom. They were created at the bottom. All right? So their habitation is low. But when Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, brought them up high, well, shit, they don't want to give it up. And it's not supposed to be given up peacefully. All right? So it's going to continue on until Yahushua comes back. That's why you're seeing these mandates being pushed. That's why you're seeing these Maxine Waters. All right? That's why you're seeing people losing jobs, silver uprising. All right? And this is not just in America. This is worldwide. All right? This is in every country, continent, state, city, borough, all right? Everywhere. In the jungle, all right? Even the indigenous people coming out the jungles like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? You don't believe me? Look at the news. Look at the news. They're saying they're coming in and taking our land. They're raping Mother Earth. They're burning the forest down. They're poisoning the water. And I'm not just talking about the Native Americans here in America. I'm talking about all indigenous people around the planet. All right? Everybody's got a problem. Everybody's got a problem. All right? And there's some people who don't believe that they have a problem that are just asleep. All right? They know that something's up, but they want to continue to believe that everything will be okay. We'll make it through. It'll be fine.
They in the dark, and they just, you know, they hanging on to Babylon because, you know, they're addicted to this, what this society can give them. You know, they're addicted to the delicacies of this life.
God. You know, and Slakia, half of them don't even think themselves to be in a good case. You know,
but they still want it. See, there's something they're still used to the appeal. You know, the appeal that American dream. You know,
right?
I got a script real quick. This is a Deuteronomy 8, in verse 5. It says, "Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so the Lord thy power chasteneth thee."
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's back up. Read that again.
"Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that a man chasteneth his son, so the Lord thy power chasteneth thee."
All right, so you should also consider in your mind, your love, your heart. All right? You should consider in your mind. What does that say in home is where the heart is? Right? I think that's it. Home is where the heart is. All right? Your mind, you should consider in your mind that if the Lord loved you and he's the Father, what is he doing to his children? He's correcting them. All right? Because what is death to the Most High? What is death to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai? What exactly? Listen, what is death to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai? What is it? It's nothing. He sent Yahushai to do what? To bring Israel back and to do what? Conquer death. All right? And how do you conquer death, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans?
You follow these commandments, follow the covenant, and they keep the covenant and follow the commandments in the book. I got a Facebook for that.
Yeah, it should be in the middle. At least I think. All right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true children of Israel. Checking the side door. No, I forgot it. I forgot it. All right, he can pull it up. Darash can pull it up. Let me see your phone so you can pull it up. All right, so let's lock it. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? Through sin, we all die. All right? Through sin, we all die. Got something? No. All right? So when we disobey the laws, statutes, and commandments that were set forth by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, all right? We break that covenant. All right? And when we break that covenant, hey, it's been taken, the very essence of life gets taken from us. All right? Okay, I got one. All right. So this is the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, and thou day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. All right? So the success is good when you obey the law, statutes, and commandments. All right? You shall prosper. Would eternal life, all right, be prosperous for you? I tend to think so. All right? Maybe that's just, us brothers that are like-minded. All right, brothers and sisters who are like-minded. All right, but eternal life sounds pretty prosperous to me. All right, in a order, in righteousness. All right, because if you had to live forever in this wicked, fucked up kingdom, well, shit. I don't even know what to tell you. Hey, that's hell. Continue on to verse 9. This is Joshua chapter 1 and verse 9. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not after, Slack, be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For Yahweh, thy power is with thee wheresoever thou goest. All right. So even though we disobeyed the law, statutes, and commandments, all right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right, after he's turning, he allowed us to turn back unto him. All right. After he let us, burn our hand on that stove, as a child approaching a stove or approaching an iron. All right. You already told them it was hot, but they still want to touch the glass of the stove. All right. And burn their hand. So now you know. All right. Got some? Got it. All right. All right. So that's you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. Full Revelations. You got some? God.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
God, hey, everything that was written aforetime was written for our learning. That's why we go back into these accounts. All right? That's why, Slakia. That's why these laws, statutes, and commandments were supposed to be throughout generation through generation and generation. All right? Forever and ever and ever.
Yahweh Shai, the things that are written aforetime were supposed to teach us how to live in righteousness.
Revelation 12, Revelation 7. God. God, he's going to pull that. Let him pull that first.
This is Revelation 7. Let me start at Revelation 7 and 4. It says, and I heard the number of them which were sealed. There were sealed 144,000 of all tribes of the children of Israel.
God, yeah, how about Shimei Shai sealed 12,000 men from each tribe, all right? 144,000 elect men, the governing body, the upper echelon, all right? The ones to perform the law, statutes, and commandments to push forward, all right? To push forward this doctrine, to push forward this truth, all right? To put in order this way of life as he intended it from the beginning.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end,
Yeah,
to him will I give power over the nations. Verse 27. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father.
Khan, Yahweh Shem Yahushai said we will rule with the rod of iron under Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, if we keep this patience, if we continue in this walk, Abaratazah, we be of that number and be those men. All right, to see Salakia, to see salvation on the first go around. All right, so that we can be partakers of the first fruit of Israel. All right, we're out here for to labor to make ourselves a living sacrifice for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to reap the benefits and the rewards of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, to be in the presence on the first go around, to be in to be a part of that elect ceremony. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, go ahead and pull that back.
Sorry.
Go. Yeah, just read. You don't have to read through the tribes. Just read through the tribes and just end at the last verse. You know what I'm saying? Like 144,000 elect men from Slovakia. Start at the first verse and then drop down to the.
No, this is Revelation 7 and 4. It says, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
All the tribes, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. So that would be Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. That would be you so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, Guatemalans, to Puerto Ricans, Slovakia, Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, North American Indians, Seminole Indians, Argentinians to Chile, Colombian to Uruguay, and Mexicans. All right, 12,000 from each tribe or each byword. All right, 12,000 elect men, making the 144,000 elect house of David. All right, the governing body of the house of David, of Slovakia, of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which is the house of David.
Dropping down to verse 9, it says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
Hey, that's what every brother teaching the doctrine, all right, teaching the correct doctrine with 144% sincerity, all right, with 144% sincerity and truth, starting with Apostle Tahar on down, all right, every brother teaching the doctrine is shooting for this ceremony. This is the party to be at. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. It ain't no fucking place else. Right there. It starts right there. All right, being beamed up in those ships and going to that ceremony. All right, you're getting in a worldly, your worldly mind state. You're in the best fucking limo. All right, you're in the best car. All right, we're being beamed up. Abaratazah, we're of that number. All right, to the chariots. The chariots, which you ignorantly call UFOs, or what is the new one? UAPs. I always forget that shit. All right, UAPs. All right, being beamed up. Hey, and having the chauffeur take you to the ceremony.
Like the chauffeur is going to be like the angels. You know,
God.
the angels.
God.
Because we're going to be over them in the kingdom.
God.
You know, they're not going to be like or kind of like our butler, but you know, we're going to have respect for them and everything.
God. There are righteous brothers in servitude.
Right.
All right.
They're going to be serving us like we serve Yahweh Shah.
God. Because everything's done indecently in order. Everything has an order to it. Even the fucking wicked has an order. They're on top, everybody else is on bottom, and keep everybody else on the bottom. Shit, that's an order. It might not be a righteous order, but nevertheless, it's still a fucking order.
All right. Go down to 10. It says, and cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our powers, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb.
Salvation to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right? For calling his children back. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? To bringing us back to our true heritage. All right? To making us acceptable. Acceptable to be in the sight. Abaratazah. To be in the sight of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Just being able to speak the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And make these fucking people tremble. All right? Every fucking nation will bow down. It doesn't matter if you think so, if you believe, if you think I'm full of bullshit, it doesn't matter. All right? Because if you don't bow down, what's going to happen? Well, you will.
I said Isaiah.
Well, matter of fact, just go ahead and pull it out. I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to let the brother read it.
This is Isaiah 2:11. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of man shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day.
Okay. The lofty looks of men. All right. So you so-called white people, you so-called Asians, you so-called Africans, you so-called Ethiopians, everybody will bow. All right. You so-called Hindus. All right. Everybody outside of the nation of Israel is going to bow down to the nation of Israel. And then Israel will bow down to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right? Because we are a nation to keep your asses in order. The simplest way put, you will be able to live a more abundant, fulfilled life being under the decrees of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Says even when the righteous are enrolled, even the heathen shall rejoice.
Khan.
Because it's gonna be an all around better living.
Khan. Hey, that means you'll get to enjoy your children. All right? You'll get to enjoy your wife. You'll get to enjoy, watching your daughter grow up and not be a hoe. All right? Your son not being a part of that other community.
Because in the
LGBTQB.
In the kingdom, this wickedness not even gonna exist.
Khan.
Because it's gonna get cut off real quick. The nation of Israel is not gonna be going off, but the other nations will. But when they go off, they're gonna get judged expediently.
Khan, get that correction. Right?
It's not gonna be going on for too long.
Hey, and everybody will speak one language. All right? It will be one language. There won't be any more over here, North Africa, and over here, the south of Africa, you speak two different dialects. No. Everybody speaks one language. Everybody can understand. So you understand what the fuck is being said. All right? You understand the law, statutes, and commandments, and you can't say, I don't understand, I didn't know. It's the only language that you will speak.
Not like when you get pulled over by a cop.
No comprende.
I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Right.
Because you don't know.
All right. You other nations will long. You will long to put your daughters under Israelite men, to be a concubine. All right. To be a handmaid. You yourself will long. All right. To be of the house of Israel. To be servitude and to be in service, waiting and praying for a blessing, praying for that blessing that you may be called of a certain brother's house. All right, that you are servitude and your children and everything are servitude to this house. All right, that means any other heathen nation that chooses to mess with you, they're messing with who? The house All right? You do not touch my property.
I'm gonna go to Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, and verse 15. It says, "But the righteous live forevermore; their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High."
Con, read that again. That's beautiful.
Want me to read down on this too?
Yeah, just keep on going. I think it's through.
Pretty much to the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
But the righteous live forevermore; their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High.
The care of them is with the Most High. All right. The righteousness is in the Most High. All right. To do everything in order to be in order. To wake up and not have a thought of, oh shit, I went off. All right. To not have to deal with certain things, or see a woman walking by and she got a man with her, and you caught looking. You catch yourself looking. All right. Because she got
her ass out.
Yeah, because she got her ass out. All right. That's not gonna happen for us in the kingdom.
Then you notice down the street she got to do it with her. I'm like, oh.
Right. When you went and talked to her, she said she didn't have a man. Then you went over to Wingstop and she there with her man. Talk about, hey babe. All right. Ain't gonna be shit like that in the kingdom. Not for the Israelites. And guess what? If these other nations do it, you're gonna be put to death. All right. For being a hoe. All right. For being a hoe, you will be put to death. For women being whores, for sleeping around with other men.
No.
Go ahead, continue.
Verse 16 says, "Therefore they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand."
Hey, shall they receive? All right. Who? Israel. And who first and foremost? You so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, 144,000 elect men from each tribe, and the multitude of the 1/3. It is you who are going to receive that kingdom first.
The 12,000 from each tribe.
Come. The 12,000 men from each tribe, and the multitude of the 1/3, which the 144,000 is of that 1/3. All right. It's just the upper echelon for the governing body. All right. Because to build a nation, there's going to be women, children, and other men. All right, helps unto the prophets. All right, who are out here in their lot. All right.
It says, continuing on, it says, "For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them."
Khan, Yahweh Shimei Shai will now provide coverage and protection to his entire kingdom. His entire kingdom. All right. His entire house. All right. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua will protect the nation of Israel. All right. And who's Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, and what does he control? Everything. Everywhere. All right. This is not just a planet thing. This planet. All right. This is intergalactic, universal.
That's how you're gonna know if you love the elect. Is when all these troubles and of this world are taking place. You know, you got famine. You know, everybody bugging out, killing each other, eating each other.
God.
You know, scratching on their last ends. Martial law coming in. When all that's going on, the elect not gonna be touched by that.
God.
The Lord's gonna put that coverage over them.
God.
You're gonna have you know, soldiers coming at your front door, where he might put a plague of blindness on them, like he did with Lot. You know, so he could escape out of that area.
God. Because you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, are special. You're above all people. Shit, even at our lowest state right now, all these other nations still want to be you. They still want to be you.
They want to be just like us.
All right? They don't want to trade places necessarily, as far as the conditions, but the flavor, they want to sing like you, they want to dance like you, they want to smell like you, they want to look like you. All right?
That's my favorite article where it's qualified for the stuff that itself is like so-called black.
God,
Hey,
come on.
yeah, blackface.
Yeah, blackface. There we go.
Blackface. Hey, but that's what they do. But it's comical because the so-called black woman, she's changed her hair to look like an Edomite, and the Edomite is getting perms and shit. And they go to the tanning salon. They're doing the reverse. That shows you where the true beauty lies.
God. Hey, they
Women be wearing the horsehair wigs.
hey, they not only did that, these other nations go so far and they have plastic surgery. They get their asses done. Not saying our demons, our demon Eves don't get their asses and everything done, but hey, they get their nose wider, all right? They get their ass bigger, their tits bigger, all right? Their lips fuller. Hey, you got women of other nation killing nerves in their face just so they don't crack. Because why black don't crack, right? Let me put some Botox in here. All right? Put some poison in my face to dampen my nerves so my face is just black. All right?
Maybe have maybe seizures.
Right.
But that's how Kanye's mom died. Getting all that surgery done.
God. Hey, and the reason why she had to have surgery in her eyes, right, is because of the curses. Matter of fact, let's go back to Deuteronomy. Let's dig into a couple of those curses, and then we'll go ahead and move on. God. I thought you had a precept.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 5. And from Yahushua HaMashiach, who is the faithful witness, and the first begotten of the dead, and the prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loved us, and washed us from our sins in his own blood, and hath made us kings and priests unto the power of his Father and his Father, to him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen.
God. All right? Yahweh sent Yahushai to bring back his nation. All right? To bring back 1/3 of his nation. All right? So the rest of the nation can come back. All right? And washed it in his own son's blood. All right? He made his son the sacrificial lamb without blemish to die. To die for the entire nation. All right? Ultimately, the entire nation. First and foremost, for the 1/3 of the nation. But his blood is strong enough to take care of the whole nation. All right? So when I say that, please don't think that it's devaluing his blood in any way, shape, or form. All right? It takes care of the whole entire nation. All right? But that 1/3 will not have to know death by pain. That 1/3 will get to see salvation on the first go around. All right?
Verse 7, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so.
God. Hey, all the nations of the earth, then everybody will see and understand. All right, that the Israelites are the children of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Go to Deuteronomy, start at anywhere in 28. You can just pick. God.
Now this is Philippians. This book of Philippians 2 and 9. It says, wherefore the Most High also hath highly exalted him, and given him a name which is above every name.
God. Hey, and above every name, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai gave Yahweh Shai a name above every name. All right, above every name.
Let me get to my scripture. It says that at the name of Yahweh every knee shall bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth.
Hey, so everything's gonna bow. All right, a worm is gonna bow. These trees are gonna bow. All right, everything takes reverence to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It takes reverence, because if you see Yahweh Shai, you see the Father. All right. Did he not say that? You see me. If you see me, then you see the Father.
Right.
All right. So you see that majesty and that glory that his Father bestowed upon him. All right. And gave him all of this. All right. This universe. All right. Everything was made and was given. He was given power over everything. All right. Because what does a father do for his son? Let me take that back. Let me back up. What does a real father, a real father, do for his son? And what wouldn't he do? He would do anything for his son if he was adhering to his laws, statutes, and commandments.
To his full responsibilities.
God, which are laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
All right. If you tell your son to do something and he does it and it's well with you, hey, he can get anything he wants. So if the Most High controls all and made all, his son gets anything he wants.
Yeah.
Because his son is one with him. There's not, you know what, Dad, I'm not doing this today. I'm not cleaning my room. I'm not going down and, chastising those heathens. Hell no. Ain't none of that.
Right. I got that in there. I'll read one more and I'll get a script in Deuteronomy.
God.
Verse 11, it says, and that every tongue should confess that Yahweh Mashiach is Lord, to the glory of God Yahweh the Father.
God. Hey, every tongue will confess. Do you understand? That's not every tongue of Israel. That's every tongue.
Right.
That's every tongue. Everybody will know when they see the majesty and say, that's Yahweh Shai.
God, kiss the hand of the Son, bless you.
God.
And that goes for you.
Other nations.
One body Israel. That group calling themselves one body.
God.
Saying that Israelites is wasting their time waiting on the Mashiach. That's complete madness, and you have no faith. And no patience for the salvation of the Lord.
God, because they wasting their time. You false prophets are wasting your time. If you're not teaching the same doctrine, all right, from a GMS apostle to Har on down, then you're wasting your time.
God, that's an insincere statement, and by the fruit should we know them.
God. Because you're a bunch of fucking degenerates once again. You're a bunch of losers. You're a fucking loser, and no one likes you. All right? Yeah, something else?
Yeah, go ahead.
God.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Lord thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
God, all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. All right? And we're going to get into some of the curses. Go ahead. Pick you can skim through it. Pick 5 to 7 curses that you're going to bring up.
Start at the verse 35. Verse 36, Slacker. Deuteronomy 20:36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee into a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
God. So Yahweh Shimei Shai brought us into these other nations. All right. He scattered us through these other nations. All right. Through all out the world, scattered us. All right. So you could worship these false idols. So you can worship Buddha. So you can worship the blonde hair Labrador, Jeebus. All right. So you can worship Muhammad. All right. You can worship all these false idols. You can worship a calf. You know, you can worship anything you want. That's what he did. He opened it up to let y'all go astray, to follow after these wood and stone. All right. So wood and stone, the cross for you Christians, the stone that you Muslims are walking around the fucking stone in Mecca. All right. That's not the rock. That is a rock. It's not the rock. Go ahead. Verse 30.
Verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Call it out again.
Oh, this book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
God, all these other nations, all right, chiefly Esau, Edom, is lending, all right, to Jakes. But it's not only Esau, Edom. You have any payday loan place that's owned by Elam, all right, anybody, anything, all right, can lend to the nation of Israel.
Amalek was like they started that loaning system and everything. You know? That's partly the reason why they got what they got when Hitler was around, because he was tired of his country pretty much got destroyed by their economy, got destroyed by the Jewish, you know, going in, which is Amalek, you know, going in and taking everybody for loans and stuff,
taking their resources. All right, and now you know it's so funny because they call themselves you know, those same people that they put under. You know, they call themselves Jewish for the ones that they put in hell. All right, and continued their affliction. All right, but bonded one together, and now they own the whole system.
You know, also calling themselves that to disguise themselves as the children of Israel.
Right, and that's if you see Schindler's List, all right, Schindler's List at the end, where the dude he has a Nazi symbol on his hand under his Jewish ring. You know, goes to show you. All right,
it's like the fingers crossed behind the back.
God, you know, deceiving his own people. You got a brief.
No, I just wanted to say, in the head, you know, being a tail, that's Yahweh Shai or Yahweh Shimei Shai putting those Edomites, you know, the base man over us.
God,
you know, he said before the basis of man.
God,
you know, Daniel 4:17.
Right, and it has that base man once again. Esau Edom over us. All right, you see it. It is clear as day. All right, creepy Joe. All right, creepy Joe. With his creepy ass is sitting there telling you, all right, that it's gonna happen, and this is what you're gonna do. All right, you don't have a choice. Why? Because you're an American. All right, and you're in the land of America, and you belong to me. That's what these devils. You are nothing more than property. You are 1/3 of a man. All right, you have a cattle number. What's your cattle number? It's called a social security number. I'm sorry, but what's your cattle number? All right, that's what cattle and what region you came from, what region, to know what type of cattle you are. All right, they know more about you than you know about you. All right, go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 61. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, then will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
every sickness and every plague. It's not even written in here. Every one. All right, so let's go through maybe, I don't know. There's how many ways to die? A billion. You know, so every sickness, every plague. You can die from a splinter. Right? You can die from a splinter. You can die from a cough. You can die from sneezing the wrong way. All right. Pestilence, you know, you can, hey, you can die from going to the bathroom. You can die when you sleep. Every way. There's a billion ways to die. Esau only has 1,000 ways to die. Yeah, how about Shimei Awashai has a billion or more ways to die?
He's a king of terrors.
God.
King of meditating terrors.
Alashadya. All right. Demon-like power. God.
We're gonna see all those ways, pretty soon. And y'all thought Egypt was bad, how the plagues was there, but these are gonna be worse plagues.
God. Hey, you ever had to witness a hummingbird pluck out your eyes? You know?
Right.
Just crazy stuff. Yeah, how about Shimei Awashai has a billion ways to die? All right, and if you know anything about birds, hummingbirds are not carnivores.
But he can put that spirit on them to be, to be as if they were.
God.
All these beasts of the earth, they're gonna come out.
God.
Those dinosaurs might come back. Then Leviathan and Behemoth.
God, and Esau's pig.
Might make those new mutant things that they got growing. With the half monkey. What was it? Monkey pig.
A monkey pig and mixed with Esau, spliced with Esau, like all this stuff. Like, hey, yeah, how about Shimei Awashai is letting this? He has let this devil do all the wickedness that he wants to do. All right, and he's gonna let him bring it out. He's gonna let it bring it out to cleanse it out. All right, bring it all up, bring it all out, and then we're gonna clear it all out. All right, bring everything to the altar. All right, because this bitch is gonna burn. All right,
Right.
go ahead.
All right. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. Verse 66, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life.
God, sorrow of mine. All right, so damn, everything's so tough. I don't know what's going on. Where am I going? I don't know where to look for. Why am I here? Sorrow of mine. All right, trembling heart. Your mind is and your life hanging in doubt. Shit, I'm getting pulled over by the cops. Does my life matter? In retrospect, it really doesn't. All right, because black lives don't matter. All right, that's your problem. You believe that you're black. All right, so black lives don't matter. Understand that. All right, Israelite life matters. All right, Israelite life matters. That's why Yahweh Shimei Awashai is going to come back and plead with these other nations. All right, for Israel, not for black lives. All right, for Israelite lives. Go ahead. I think you can pull like two more.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 59. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sicknesses, and of long continuance.
God, these plagues. Hey, there's some plagues that, look, if you ever seen the movie Outbreak, Ebola, right? That plague right there, that pestilence, right, can kill you in 24 hours to 72 hours. All right, 24 to 72 hours is the typical lifespan of somebody with that virus that is not had a juice. All right. So if he makes that, or he makes anything else continue on, and you have to live and suffer with that. You have to suffer with bleeding from every pore in your body and your eyes bleeding. You have to suffer with, let's say, Yahweh Shem Shai turned up your fibromyalgia. All right. Everything that you try to walk and everything that you try to touch, you can't go. He intensifies everything. All right. And you have to deal with this. All right. You're not going to be able, and Yahweh Shem Shai is not going to ease your pain. You 2/3 and you other heathen nations out there that have done treacherously to the children of Israel. All right. He's only going to increase it, and he's going to keep you there and keep you alive to the final end. All right. So you can be in that lake of fire, that beautiful, beautiful fire, that Abaratazah, that we're getting to look down in fear and enjoy of Yahweh Shem Shai, watching you devils burn along with your fucking father. Go ahead, bring something else up. Slug you.
Verse 6, Deuteronomy 20, book of Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 60. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee.
Hey, Yahweh Shem Shai said all the diseases of Egypt that happened is going to happen again. He's going to cling them unto you. All right. And then it goes so far to say as well, Deuteronomy 28, I believe it's I think it's your wife shall be a harlot in the street, and your children you will not sluck it. I misquote it. I think it is Deuteronomy 28, and I want to say maybe it's 29. 29.
I had a precept for something I said earlier. This is going to be Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. It says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
God. Hey, because you didn't see this judgment of Yahweh Shem Shai happen right now, or happen even in your lifetime. All right. But through reincarnation, you're going to come back, and then your judgment's going to happen. All right. That's why you got people getting hit by buses. That's why you got people going 150 miles an hour and getting smacked. All right. And catching on fire. All right. And die.
Being trapped in their car.
Being trapped in their car with their dog. All right. That's a judgment of Yahweh Shem Shai.
Hey, that's a judgment for both of them.
God.
For the driving the car and doing it, and you know, this is how, you know, the Lord works, is that, you know, that particular event happened around the corner from the house. You know, this brother right here get up around that same time to go to work every day, but the Spirit put it on him to call out of work that day.
God.
You know,
God. You know, and it was crazy.
Yeah, it literally happened, you know, 2 minutes walking from the house.
God.
You know, and that's just you know, the Lord is going to protect, you know, those that, you know, are in His favor.
I didn't even think about that. Honestly, through the Spirit, I didn't even think about that, because my mind was far from messing around. All right. Matter of fact, I woke up and I was reading the Bible. So, you know, I woke up, read the Bible a little bit, and went back to sleep. Right.
But in the end, you know, the wicked gonna get their judgment.
God.
You know, that lady probably did something horrible in her past life, you know, to get that kind of judgment, because she didn't have to wait for the message to get.
Right.
She got the same judgment a little bit early, you know. Hey, that go with this.
Marshmallows on an open fire.
Right. This is Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 9 and verse 3, it says, understand therefore this day that the Lord thy power is he which goeth over before thee as a consuming fire. He shall destroy them, and he shall bring them down before thy face. So shalt thou drive them out and destroy them quickly, as the Lord hath said unto thee.
God, Yahweh Shem Yahushua said he will drive them out and destroy them quickly. All right? He will drive you out to destroy you quickly. Hey, that goes for your prosperity doctrine that God is all love. He loves everybody. All right?
Let me read down the 5.
God.
Verse 4, it says, Speak not thou in thine heart, after that the Lord thy power hath cast them out from before thee, saying, For my righteousness the Lord hath brought me in to possess this land.
Hey, that's a twofold. That's Esau, Edom. All right? They're righteous. Oh, this is our land. We rape, robbery, and murder. Rape, robbery, and murder. I acquired this land. And no, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. No, don't teach it in school anymore.
You don't want our kids to do that shit.
Right. Don't let them know. We came over here and we asked them. And then we sat down at a Thanksgiving dinner and ate with the turkey.
Because
And we came together.
that's what they taught their kids that they did.
Right.
That they covered up to cover up the iniquity. But
God, what they did, and when they came over, they had a Thanksgiving dinner, right? But they were eating, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. That was the beginning of their picnics. All right. All right. They were picking out who they wanted to kill, who these cannibals wanted to eat after the indigenous people of this land, the so-called Native Americans, all right, Latinos, all right, of this land, showed them how to take care of the land. After they showed them the fucking secrets to help them out and help their fucking hygiene.
because they came and spread all them diseases and shit when they passed over, when they came from off them boats.
And guess what? How did they repay them? Rape, robbery, and murder. All right. It's not Pocahontas and what is that? Pocahontas and John Smith. All right. Pocahontas didn't love him. This wasn't a destiny love affair. All right. It was a destiny. All right. But she wasn't like, oh, this white man, that's who I love. No. All right. Rape, robbery, and murder is what these people offered. These colonizers. Rape, robbery, and murder.
This is verse 5. This is not for thy righteousness or for the brightness of thine heart doest thou go to possess their land, but for the wickedness of these nations, the Lord thy power doeth drive them out from before thee, and that he may perform the word which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
God, for the wickedness, all that he done, Yahweh Shem Yahushua said, get this motherfuckers out of my face.
This is coming back around
God,
to this present day.
clean them up. Clean it up and ship it out. Ship it out. Ship this shit out. Guess what? Scoop it up, put it in a pile, and burn this bitch.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21.
And this is why, when you hear something and you see men, we are those men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. This is why you see the continents that we have. All right. Go ahead.
This book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his
That's not
heart.
what I asked you.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, then you got to say precept.
Okay,
It's a way like God.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil. yet they were drawn swords.
Khan, hey, smoother than butter. Because, hey, he got a mouthpiece. He got a mouthpiece with his unrighteous decrees. Said, well, let me do the joke. If you do this and multiply this by right here, you will have the ability to have more of an abundance, and we will give you $43 billion for your aid. All right.
Right. Hey, you got, them Gadites, they gave all the Gadites, all them casinos and everything, but, they still live with, with past traumas.
God.
Most of them is up there. The reason why they're not a threat to nobody is because they up there, getting drunk,
Heroin.
on a whole bunch of other substances to suppress their feelings.
God. Keeping them docile. All right. And that's our whole nation. All right. Abaratazah. God. Abaratazah, brothers and sisters continue to wake up. All right. Because it is his will. 1/3 of the people of Israel are going to wake up and rise up. All right. And at the last minute, these 2/3 are going to wake up and know who these devils really are. Right? That's when you're going to have riots, race riots. All right? For nation shall rise against nation.
Right.
All right?
Right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 26. I also will laugh at your calamity.
So now hold on. When you see brothers talking about something or a certain event happens, this is exactly why brothers feel this way. Continue.
It's Proverbs chapter 1, verse 26. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh.
How about Shimei al-Shai said, I will laugh at your calamity. Laugh. All right? What is calamity? All right? I will mock you when what comes? Your fear. So when shit is being destroyed, are you not fearful? If you just witnessed a murder, all right, a woman being murdered, and you're a woman yourself, well, shit. Are you not afraid? Or is that not fearful that you may be next?
Hey,
all right.
I don't know if y'all seen the clip with the.
Hey, come back to Israel. If you're so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, your father's tribe goes back. You are the children of Israel. Either get it or be destroyed by Yahweh Shimei Awashai. You've been warned.
And that's the same reason why he gonna laugh at your calamity.
Exactly.
Because
mocking,
scoffing. He put brothers out here to give you that warning, and 90% of the population blow it off.
You got 99 problems, and salvation is one.
Right, and then you're not gonna look at it until shit gets bad. That's why I say, and I'll put it in Sirach 18 and 20. So I'll put this every can. Then I'm gonna go into what I was about to say.
But Yahweh Shimei I said, I will laugh at your calamity and mock you when your fear comes. All right, that's why you see brothers laughing. All right, when certain events happen. All right, when you see a judgment go down. All right.
Now this is Sirach 18 and verse 20. Before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation thou shalt find mercy.
God, before judgment, examine thyself. So day in, day out, you should examine yourself, saying, am I going off? What did I do? Let me think about what I did yesterday. Let me think about what I'm doing right now. And Abaratza, think forward what I'm going to later on in the next 10 minutes. All right? In the next 30 seconds.
Because we're supposed to be always thinking about the future,
God, because it is a fearful thing to fall in the hands of Yahweh Shimei Awashai. All right? You're not promised the next breath, the next thought. All right? If you have the truth, Yahweh Shimei Awashai can take the truth from you like that. Examine thyself daily. All right? know whose you are, what your purpose is, when to do it, and how to do it.
This is Jeremiah 10:2. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them."
God, learn not the way of the heathen. All right, and our people have learned the way of Babylon and these other heathen nations, and love it. All right, and want to stay on par with it.
You know, that's and the signs of heaven go from chariots in the sky. Heathen get scared when there's multiple of them out.
God,
The signs of heaven can also be that judgment coming down.
God,
And then they don't know what to do.
Hey, we rejoice when we see those chariots.
They're crying at all these prophetic events that are happening with the volcanoes, destruction of the American dollar. They're like, oh shit, I don't know what the hell we about to do.
We about to get out of here. Abarataza, we have that number. That's what we about to do. We about to get up out of here through the will and power of our Shibiya shot.
Right. But we that just boosts our faith and has us calling on the name of the Lord more.
God, hey, let these other heathens and these other heathen nations continue and stay here. They all right with staying here. America is going to continue forever. America is going to continue forever. It's going to be a-okay. It's going to bounce back. Yeah, build back better.
The whole slogan.
Yeah, build back better. I'm sorry. It's
don't build back never. That's what it is. That's what it's headed for.
God. Go ahead.
This leader is actually feeding in to actually helping out for this destruction to continue on.
Hey, we give him a round of applause. Thank you.
But what I was saying, this is what we're going into before those 2/3 walked by. Was that laughing at the calamity. And it made me think about a video that's kind of been going viral. And it was this woman, she in the subway, and she yelling at everybody, "Who's gonna be a gentleman now?" And they're like, "Well, this is what you wanted. You wanted equal rights. You wanted to be treated the same as a man.
Right.
So we're gonna treat you the same, and now you got to carry your own weight and stand."
Right.
She looked like a bitch anyways.
Right.
So ain't nobody gonna help you, especially when you got that attitude.
Exactly. And especially you women not humbling down and remembering what you are. You're a woman.
Hey, but in that day, women gonna have their spirit changed, because if they don't get with it, they're gonna be dealt with.
Exactly. You're gonna be thrown in the fire too. All right. It don't matter how good the box is. All right. That box is rotten.
They had that incident on the subway like a month ago out in New York, where the chick was just getting raped for about they said, like, I forgot how it was, like an hour long.
And nobody did nothing.
And nobody did nothing. She was out there screaming. That's what women got to look forward. You proud women.
God.
And especially with the police and shit pretty much gone now.
That's your only fans. All right.
And I think it was in the same place where a guy was just angry on the subway train, and the woman told me that he needs to take a chill pill. He went over there and just popped her one right in the face. Just popped her. I'm like, damn.
Hey, you should mind your fucking business and keep your mouth shut. All right. Don't mess with anybody. What is it? Do not get in the affairs of men. All right. Roughly paraphrasing. So it don't matter. What you have forward to look to is destruction. All right. You women look forward to being in order. All right. Men look forward to being in order and being masculine. All right. Remembering yourself to be a man. All right. That your woman is not walking side by side with you. All right. And in the same clothes that you're wearing. All right. Wearing jeans. All right. Shit. She may as well just get that thing to stand up and pee too.
Was that movie where they was all on a bus tour. They had that Butch Baby B from.
Oh, yeah.
She go to the urinal and start visiting her friend. Like, now they got these these dykes
Transformers.
implanting their own beards and shit.
God,
That's the destruction of Babylon.
and these Transformers. You can't even
That's the
tell.
thing now out in Atlanta. All these bulldogs getting face beard implants.
Hey,
They're not getting like small little beard. They getting this brother's beard implanted in.
right? Everybody want to. All these Transformers want to be men until it's actually time to be a man.
Right. When they get until they get their ass beat like a man,
Right. Then you want to say, I'm a woman in the inside. No, you still a woman. You're just an abomination.
There was I forgot what I had seen it on, but they were saying how at the end of every like kingdom, this this vibration of homosexuality and stuff is more prominent than ever.
God.
So at the end of Greece, at the end of their rule, there's a high inflation of that same homosexuality spirit.
God. Hey.
And then you go back to Sodom and Gomorrah, that was a high place of homosexuality.
And it's continuing on.
Rome.
Because now in Israel,
right,
is the biggest. Is the Tel Aviv is the biggest. All right, at the Holy Land. All right.
That's why they're gonna get dealt with too. They're gonna see them missiles.
God.
Yeah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 6. It's all good. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. All right? Because Yahweh Shem Yahushai is coming back. He gave us these laws, statutes, and commandments, released these mysteries unto the prophets. All right? Starting with Apostle Tahar's apostles, and then forwarded through Apostle Tahar on down to bring this doctrine full circle. All right. Pull Isaiah 2 and start at 3.
This is the book of Isaiah,
So I can start at 2.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
All right. And how about Shem Yahushai said, in the last days, his house shall be established. All right? His house is going to be established. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to start getting right. The 1/3 of you will start to get right. All right? You will not anymore call upon Jebus. All right? You will not anymore sleep with your best friend or your man's woman. All right? You won't sit by and witness an abominable act and not speak on it. All right?
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 17, and verse 17. It says, "For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion."
Hey, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion. All right? So that means you other nations will have certain dignitaries. All right? Those will be the ones that are favored of your nation by the nation of Israel through the will and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to say, deal with that heathen right there. That's the one that you deal with. That's going to be appointed their king over. They answer to you. All right? All right, continue on that.
Isaiah chapter 2, verse 3. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob. He will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
God, out of Zion shall go forth the law. All right? Israel is going to put the law down for the entire universe. All right? This is going to be a universal universal thing. All right? The laws and statutes and commandments will govern the entire existence. All right? Go ahead, continue on that.
Verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more.
Come, that's going to be the beauty. All right, you're not going to have to go through any war or anything like that. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not going to have that for you. You other nations will be in order. But before we get there, I wanted to, give you the good before the best portion of getting there.
This is Isaiah 10, verse 20 says, And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but it shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth.
God. Because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to give joy. All right?
He's gonna reclaim those Gentile foreigners, the other Israelites that look like other nations. We're gonna come back in the truth of who we are and how we're supposed to be.
God. Starting Isaiah 13 and 6. Actually, I think you started at 13 or something.
Book of Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
God. This is that banner. All right? The 12 tribes chart. That's the primary banner. All right? And then all the other signs that brothers have teaching the doctrine out there for these other nations. All right? But this is the banner on the high mountain so everybody can see. All right? Go ahead and read that script again.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
So now we exalt our voice. All right? We're blowing the trumpet, letting these other nations that destruction is coming. All right? London has fallen. All right?
Those gates of the noble, that's the leadership.
God, that's the leadership. All right? The gates of the noble is talking to these so-called leaders of this world. All right? The leaders of this country. All right? Being the president, the governor, the dignitaries of the state. All right? And then talking to the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, the Gutens, talking to all of them. That's the mountain that we're talking to. And then we talk to the hills, which is the lower governments. All right? They're minions to push forth their decrees. All right, go ahead, continue.
Verse 3. I have commanded my sanctified ones.
He has commanded. It is a commandment. It is a commandment to get your ass out on the highways and byways. If you're a man of Israel, all right? And if Yahweh Shem Yahushua is speaking to you, all right? It's a commandment. It's not a maybe I'll go this week, maybe I'll do that. No, there's no maybe. Maybe you'll fucking die. Not maybe, guaranteed. Maybe you can ask for forgiveness. Absolutely fucking not. Because if you know the truth and you're a man of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you have no fucking excuse. Go ahead.
I have also called my mighty ones from mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Verse 4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is calling all these nations. All right? That's why you that's why Russia didn't show up. That's why China didn't show up. All right? To the what the COP26, the water. All right? That's why they didn't show up. Why? Because they don't give a fuck. All right? They said, I'm the gangster now. I rule this earth. Satan 1 and Satan 2, bitch. What you gonna do about it? You tried this technology and you ain't got it. All right? That's the low, all right, saying that they are proud. All right? That's the weak saying that they are strong. Go ahead.
Verse 5, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord of the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
His weapons of indignation to destroy the whole land. The whole land. Not a piece of it, all right? Because America is going to drown. All right? It's called the lake of fire. All right? The lake. America is just a lake, and it's going to be on fire. This bitch is going to burn by thermonuclear fire. Thus saith the Bible. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 6, howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
How ye, the day of the Lord is at hand. There has been brothers out here starting with Apostle Tahar on down. All right? On down. And his apostles before him out on the highways and byways. It's been 30 plus years. 30 plus years that this doctrine has been preached throughout the land. Throughout the entire fucking planet. All right? In every country. Every city. All right? You can receive this word. Go ahead.
Verse 7, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
All hands shall be faint, and every heart shall melt. All right? All hands are going to get weak, and all hearts are melt. Everybody's going to get scared. I don't give a damn if you're a Navy SEAL, if you are a state trooper, all right, that has Navy SEAL experience, continuing on through your daddy's mama's daddy's cousin. All right, I don't give a fuck how much martial arts or anything that you know. All right, you are going to fear. You could be the best fucking MMA fighter. You are going to fear. All right, especially if you're not a man of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, continue.
Verse 8, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth.
Yahweh Bashim Yahushai said, you bitches will be in pain as a woman travaileth. All right, you bitches, you dogs. All right, you female fucking dogs, you bitches will have pains. All right, will have labor pains. All right, you men who are so mighty, so fucking strong, you're so jacked. All right, you're gonna be like a fucking female dog. You bitches. You will have pain. All right? You will have pain as a woman in travail.
Over like
Got cramps. And you're gonna be linked over for multiple reasons. Because some of you niggas is just pure fucking wicked. Right? Rape, robbery, and murder. All right, you follow after your father, the devil. Don't think that rape, robbery, and murder ain't coming to you.
They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Wait a minute. Yahweh Shem Shai, who the world calls Jehovah, and call his son Jebus. All right. I'm not even gonna say the name anymore. All right. Call his son Jebus. All right. When that happened, continue. Read that again. When that happened, listen up.
Verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger.
When that happened, all right, because it hasn't happened yet, but when it happens, Salakia, when it happens, it's going to be cruel and with anger. There is no sunshine and rainbows and being one world and we all get along peaceably. All right? He said when he came to take his kingdom. All right? When you move out of an apartment or you move out of a house, all right, and the next person come in, do they not clean it? Do you not clean it before they leave? And then typically you should still clean after they clean it, even if it looks clean.
Right.
All right, to put your stamp of approval on it. That's what Yahweh Shai is coming to do. He's coming to clean it and put his stamp of approval on it. Go ahead.
To lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
To lay the land at ease. Did it say at ease? No. He said, lay the land in peace. Land's going to be in peace, right?
No. It's going to be laid desolate.
What is desolate?
Barren.
Barren? What is barren?
Destroyed.
Oh, the land is not going to fucking exist. It's not going to matter. There's not going to be anything in it. All right? This land is going to burn with thermonuclear fire. So that Bentley, that Jaguar, that home and everything, all this shit is going to be burnt the fuck up.
Those are all things of vanity.
It's gone. Go ahead, continue.
Verse 10. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light.
The stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. That means the smoke that is rising to the sky, all right, there's not going to be any light, all right, as well as the men in that day, the men of Yahweh Shem Shai, if you're not with them, you're not going to be able to get the light of the truth. Because did not Yahweh Shem Shai said we the light of the world? All right? He told us that in Jacob's trouble, our tongues would cleave to the tops of our mouths. All right? You got to get it while you can. All right? This is a limited time special. All right? This is a special. A special for 1/3 of the nation of Israel. It's a special going on. All right? And the truth is not for sale. All right? But it's a special to be sold by the Spirit. It's not to be sold with money after you fucking false prophets out there.
Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 24, it says, the fierce anger of the Lord shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intents of his heart. In the latter days, ye shall consider it.
Yahweh Shem Shai, intents of his heart is to destroy you fucking 2/3 and you other fucking heathen nations for all the abominations that you committed to the nation of Israel. That's what he wants. That's his fucking judgment. Continue.
Y'all not going to consider it till after it already happened.
Isaiah chapter 12, verse 10. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. Verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity.
Yahweh Shem Shai said he will punish the fucking world. The world. All right? The world, the entire world. Not just the world in Israel. All right? The world of Israel. His world. All right? Because all the world belongs to him. All right? But the world. That means every man, woman, child, and beast. And creature. All right? And plants. Shit. Everything. The world. All right? don't think that America is going to have trees that are going to survive. You know what? These trees are going to be wiped out. Why? All right, because some of them are a fucking abomination. All right, being spliced with other trees to make this tree whatever, whatever. Yahweh Shem Yahushai has a specific formula that everything is at its purest and best form. All right, so there'll be no more fucking ligers. Okay? There will not be a liger. What the fuck is a liger? All right? A lion and a tiger mixed together. All right? Everything after its kind. Seed after its kind. Man after its kind.
Let's believe them mutated and
Monkey
animals
pigs.
and stuff. They're gonna be used by the Lord for some of y'all destructions.
Time. Go eat you up right in that lab. Hey, you know pigs eat anything. All right? Hey, and how about Shem Yahushai? Much he might put the spirit on you just to survive all the way until the final end. All right? Your nervous system and your lob, which is your mind, your heart, all right, may still be intact. You might have every neuron in your body still connected all the way until that abominable beast is done. All right? That's the meta. Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushai has 1 billion ways to die. He gives you 1 billion ways that you can see death. Go ahead.
Verse 11, and I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
He said he will lay low your pride, your haughtiness, those haughty looks. We're who we are. We're Anglo-Saxons. We're Americans. We're Ethiopians. We're Chinese. All right? Fuck your pride. That's what Yahweh Shem Yahushai said. Fuck your pride. Your haughtiness, it doesn't matter. All is going to be laid low. What is low? Well, low is low to the lowest point. Remember, up in the verse, he said desolate. Okay? Desolate to the bottom. All right? Nothing.
I got something real quick. In that day, y'all gonna be trying to say that. I'm just gonna read it. This is Jeremiah chapter 13 and verse 22. It says, "And if thou say in thine heart, wherefore come these things upon me? For the greatness of thine iniquity are thy skirts discovered, and thy heels made bare. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. Therefore I will scatter them as the stubble that passeth away by the wind of the wilderness."
God. Hey.
Good.
Yeah, I think I took too much air. Got the hiccups right now.
God, that's just saying that y'all not going to be able to cover up all the wickedness that y'all done.
God. So, yeah.
Just like an Ethiopian can't change that he or she is an Ethiopian. He can't change an Edomite can't change their wickedness. You can't change your ethnicity or your nationality to be a part of this, especially after all the wickedness that y'all done.
Come, because you're of your father's seed. All right. So if you're a so-called black man or black woman or Mexican man or Mexican woman or Native American man or Native American woman, but your father, all right, you say you're half, but your father is Caucasian, or your father's African, or your father's Ethiopian, or whatever other heathen nation. You are of your father's seed. All right, so that means you would be a so-called white man in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, a so-called white woman in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, a so-called Ethiopian in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It only matters about your father's seed. All right. It matters about your lineage is determined by your father's seed and his father, so on and so forth, all the way back to Abraham, Isaac, and for you, Esau.
No, in that day, you're not gonna be able to. Well, I want to be a.
God.
I want to be a Israelite now. That goes for your the 2/3. You know,
God.
you're not gonna be able to change the fact that you are the house of Saul. You know, and now you want to try to get with it.
God. And whether your forefathers be, you go through the lineage of Abraham and Isaac. All right.
Now you want body motherfuckers gonna be. Oh, now let's you know, praise Yahweh Shai.
Hey,
You know?
I've said there, roughly paraphrasing scripture. We've proclaimed your name. Book of Matthew. I want to say 15. Was it 23 where he says, get behind me, for I have not known you.
Get behind the second.
No, it's like I have not known you. We have prophesied in your name, and I have not known you. I think I want to say 15.
This is the book of
I think
Isaiah.
it's 15 or either chapter.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 19. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, shall be as when the power overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Verse 20. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures.
Oh, that wasn't precept. We weren't there yet. You jumped ahead, but it's all right. That's all right. Just a little overzealous right now. It's okay. But yeah, how about Shimei Al-Shai is going to lay this place desolate? He said that this will never be dwelled in again. All right. This land, America, is an altar. All right. It's never going to be dwelled in again. The Arabian will not perish. They're not going to be like, you know what? That's a good land to go pitch a tent. Let's go. We're going to go sleep over there. Nope. Because what's going to be over here? Desert creatures. All right. And desert creatures and flowers and abominable beasts alone. All right. So all uncleanliness is going to lay in this land. All right. But even uncleanliness has an order. All right. They have a purpose. Does not the pig have a purpose? Does not the worm have a purpose? Does not the snail have a purpose? All right. These are all unclean beasts. Does not catfish have a purpose? Crab, lobster, shrimp, they have a purpose. Flies have a purpose. All right. You know, before a fly becomes a fly, it's a larva of a maggot. It breaks down food. It breaks down flesh. After it breaks down that flesh, it turns itself into a fly and then continues it on. So it has a purpose, even though it's abominable. Everything has a purpose and everybody has a fucking job in a place. Know yours. Get there. And when you get there, do it with the best of your ability, and then you fucking stay there. Because Esau Edom is doing it with the best of his ability. All right? That's why he's the sword. Yeah, how about Shimei Al-Shai brought him up to be the sword? All right, matter of fact, pull that. Psalms 13. I think it's 10 and 13. Or 17 and 13.
Book of Psalms, chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
And deliver my soul from the wicked. The wicked is who? Esau Edom. It's Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. It's Yahweh by Shem Yahushai's sword. All right? It's the sword of the Most High. All right? For the 2/3. For all people at this point in time. But especially for you 2/3. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? It is the sword. He is going to make sure everything has an order in a place. Right? Verse 14? No, you can go back to Isaiah. Slide.
This is Colossians 3:23. It says, "And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men."
God, whatever you do it heartily. All right? Do it with all your strength, do it with all your might.
No, there's another scripture I can't remember right now, but it says, "Do whatever you do it with all thy might."
God.
So, with all your strength.
God.
Don't be half-assed and shit,
Right. Don't be half-assed and shit. When you come out to the highways and byways, leave it out on the table. Leave it out for display. It don't matter who walking by. Fuck them. If they don't want to adhere to the words and laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, hear his word, give them their judgment, and get the fuck on. They ain't even got to talk. They can get their judgment. Say what you got to say and move them the fuck along.
That go for anything.
God.
Got a lot of men out here that don't know how to do nothing. Hey, in those times, it says a man is going to be more precious than a fine opher.
God.
Because we're men with traits. Man, the men of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, are going to be finer than gold.
God. And that's because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is masculine. All right?
We know how to do certain things, so when those situations come around, we're going to be not only guided with the Lord, we're going to have this worldly experience under our belt, to get shit done.
God. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai requires you to, remember thyself as a man. All right? Remember whose you are and what you are.
Hey, because what's going to happen when you ain't got no water, and if you're in an area where it rains, you could make that rainwater, be able to purify it and drink it.
God.
But if you don't know how to do shit, you don't have basic survival skills, you ain't gonna last.
God. If you don't have the basic knowledge in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that's your first basic survival skill. Understanding and knowing the name. Calling upon Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai can provide anything for you. He can open your mind up to know how to do something at any time that he deems necessary. He is the architect of the matrix. All right? Download that information directly to you. Put it on your spirit. Have an angel come and show you. All right? We don't know how long Jacob's trouble is going to be, but we know it's going to be. All right? We know it's going to be for sure.
How about Shimmy Al-Shah may have put you somewhere where you weren't even paying attention to what's happening over here. And then, at that time, you remember how to do it just because you either overheard the conversation, you watched a video years ago on YouTube about it, but don't remember it. He might have brought that back to your remembrance.
Hey,
he might bring something from your past life back to your remembrance so you can perform it.
Hey, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is roughly paraphrasing, is not slack to show his love to his men.
Right.
All right, for the labor of love that you showed unto him. All right, he will keep you in your time of trouble, in the hour of temptation.
Right. Because you got multiple instances in this book where men were,
who have ever believed on the Lord and not who of old has ever believed on the Lord.
No.
I can't think.
I don't know where it's at. I know what scripture you're talking about. But he's going to provide us with shelter, food.
This is a spirit. I just proved it. All right. This is a book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 9, and it reads, Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see. And see, did ever any trust in in the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and was not comforted? Or did any abide in his fear and was not forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that call upon him?
Right. Like it's just because we was on it earlier this week was in First Kings, or is that Second Kings with the story with Elijah. You know, what he say? Oh, you called. He said, did you call me to bring past evil unto this woman and her son?
God.
You know, and then the Lord put that spirit on Elijah to take him up to the mountain, you know, and revive him back from the dead.
God.
You know, not only before that he fed him with the raven and taught him how to make those cakes last that whole time throughout that whole family.
God.
So those are little instances in the book that we need to remind ourselves with, you know, so we don't go off during these times of tribulation.
God.
Because that's going to be the temptation out there, you know. That Satan not going to be putting spirits on people to, you know, try to make you do some abominable shit.
Right. Satan gonna try to have you eat. You know, Satan gonna have a pig have the pig run across by you.
You know, you're gonna be looking at your dog like
you're gonna be like, oh, lamb chops,
steak,
right?
Dog chops.
You're gonna and for them it's lamb chops because they like abominable food. Pork ribs,
Right.
pork chops. Lucky, I may as well just say like pork chops.
Right. But you're gonna have them instances. They might even try to, you know, if you're in a bigger group, some people might try to come against you. Now, if you got a child or something,
might try to eat your child. Might try to eat you.
Try to boil that baby like they did.
God, and
like
that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. All right, because everything was written for time was written for our learning to understand there is nothing new under the sun.
Right. But also to give us those insights of, you know, those miracles that Lord also performed.
God.
To boost our faith.
Right? Hey, how about Shimei Al-Shai, roughly paraphrasing, had water come out of a rock?
Right.
What? What rock do you know that has water? All right, and I know it's metaphorically too. All right? Because that rock, Yahweh Shai, is the rock of living water.
When what was it? Peter went to Yahushua for the to pay
the tribute.
The tribute.
Yeah.
He said, "Well,
go into the sea." Yeah. The first fish that you bring up.
Right. The first fish that you bring up gonna have a
so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true children of Israel. Repent and come back.
You know, Peter probably. But Peter probably was looking at him like, but because had anybody else told him that?
Right. Hey, what do you say? Matter of fact, go into that account right quick. He said, whose face is on this money? All right. Yeah. Is it not Caesar's money? Then pay Caesar what Caesar is due. Give him what's his. You can find it in Matthew's.
Slightly on it.
Should be able to put our glasses down.
I can see. I don't remember where it was.
I think it's Matthew. Yeah, I was just there.
Now, this is Matthew 22 and 21. They say unto him, Slaki.
How long you have Shimmy outside by Shimmy Cocktails? Carry this home. Yeah, it was this way. Yeah.
So what?
It's in Mark and in Matthew.
That's Mark 12 and 17. Matthew 22 and it will start a little bit higher. Verse 17, it says, "Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou?" I'll start with
start at 6.
This 22:16, it says, and they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master, we know that thou art true and teachest the way of the Most High in truth, neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the person of men. Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not?
God. So the disciples, all right, the multitude was asking, the disciples and the multitude was asking Yahweh Shai, was it the disciples, right?
It was
God, there was disciples that were asking Yahweh Shai, is it okay, all right, and is it okay to give tribute, all right? Is it okay to pay money to this queendom?
Verse 18, it says, but Yahushua perceived their wickedness and said, why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites?
Yahweh Shai said, why tempt ye me? You're hypocrites, all right? But listen to what Yahweh Shai says.
So show me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny. And he saith unto them, whose is this image and superscription? They say unto him, Caesar's. Then saith he unto them, render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God Yahweh the things that are that are Yahweh's.
All right. So he said, render to Caesar what's Caesar's. All right. Give Caesar his money back. All right. That's his goal that Yahweh gave him for this time. All right. His tribute, pay him his tribute back. All right. And give Yahweh what belongs to him. Hey, that's no different than Yahweh sending Moses. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai sending Moses unto the Pharaoh. Give him what he's owed. All right. Even though that the whole land is and everything belongs to him, he specifically said, I'm coming from my people. These are my people. Give them here.
Hey, reward them double according to their works.
God. Yahweh Shai, and they tried to trip Yahweh Shai up, and Yahweh Shai said, render Caesar, render Caesar's what's unto Caesar. Give him his shit. All right? Give him his own shit. That belongs to him. But make sure what my father wants that he gets. And what he wants right now is his nation. He's always wanted his nation. All right? And he wants his nation, and he's ready for his nation to come back up, to rise up. All right? To remember who they are. All right? Because he's ready to have his honor and his glory and his praise once again spoken throughout the existence.
Right.
All right? If you want to call Yahweh Bashim Yahushai conceited, then so be it. All right? Because he loves hearing his name and we love saying it. Call law Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right? I love the man that is of himself, that is about himself, because himself orders the steps of men.
Verse 22, when they heard these words, they marveled and left him and went their way.
They marveled and said, well, shit. He has a point. I think we just better go.
Let me grab the one that marks, because I believe that's the one that goes into him telling.
Right? These devils, they're ridiculous. All right? They're ridiculous in all their actions, right? And everything that they do. Go back to Isaiah right quick. God. You can get your precept. Because you still got, are you pulling? You got that up?
Yeah.
God, let me get that and pull your precepts and go back to Isaiah. God. Then we go hit a couple more. Spirit, then gonna close out.
Well, I don't got it, because I wasn't the
I think it was that same point.
it's not in that section. It's not in. It's the same story. It's just not in Matthew.
Drop that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Drop it. Let's have we drop that.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 10. We are fools for Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. Even unto this present hour we both hunger and thirst, and are naked and are buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place.
God, there's you other nations who are strong. All right, you 2/3 and everything that are strong right now. All right, you continue on. You continue the affliction of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's people. All right, we are weak and you are strong. Go ahead and read that again.
Verse 11. Even unto this present hour,
Even unto this present hour, this very hour. All right,
we both hunger and thirst, and are naked and are buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place.
have no certain dwelling place. All right, don't know where you're gonna stay. All right, you rent an apartment. You might own so-called a home, but you pay property taxes, and if eminent domain come in, shit, that home don't belong to you anymore. Do you really have a place to stay? When you buy something, isn't it supposed to be yours in a possession? You're not supposed to have to continue to pay tax on your possession. All right, you still have property taxes after you paid $300,000 for your home. Shit, the HOA can put a lien on your house and take your house from you, even if you own your house.
Registration of your car. That's pretty much an agreement that they can take your car whenever they want, even if it's all the way paid off.
Verse 12. In labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless, being persecuted, we suffer it.
God, we bless being persecuted and suffering. Why? Why do we suffer? And the brother is about to bring it out.
Revelations 2 and verse 9, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but the synagogue of Satan.
Right? Yahweh Shem Yahushua said, we are rich. All right? And knows the blasphemy of them that say that they are Jews. All right? That's starting with these false prophets. All right? These are one body in death. All right? That starts with Creflo Prophet Dollar, TD Fakes, Joel Roll Esteem.
Hey, and that's just the hypocrisy of their name themselves, because don't they call themselves one body in Yahweh Shai?
Right.
No, but yeah, y'all talking about y'all wasting, you Israelites wasting your time waiting on the the coming of the Lord.
Yeah. That's just complete fucking madness. That shows how destroyed our people are. That shows how destroyed our men are in our nation. All right, you fucking coons. All right, you're fucking jigaboos. That's what you are. You soft shoeing for your 501c. All right.
I gotta remember this stuff for that. Book of Romans, chapter 8. 18, it says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
God, hey, this ain't shit. That's what basically Yahweh Shem Yahushua said. It ain't shit what you're going through right now. This is but a light affliction.
Right.
But a light affliction. All right? A light affliction to endure all this stuff. To what I'm going to give you. All right, let's go to a couple more scripts in Isaiah. Come.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 14. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet.
Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushua said, if you don't want to adhere to this word from the brothers out on the highways and byways teaching the 144% truth, from Apostle Tahar on down teaching the same doctrine, he said, what? Wipe those feet off and get out. Don't care about them. Let them go. All right? Let them go. You continue on doing what you're doing. So the blood is off your hands.
It's what it say, to be at the dust of the feet of Yahushua,
God.
you know, from all from the and all the destruction and all the aftermath of the missiles.
Ashes to ashes
The
and dust to dust.
Dust, man. It says the smoke gonna go to heaven.
All right?
So,
And it's going to burn for a very long time.
So you know that's the dust that he's shaking off. You know,
All right, go back to Isaiah right quick. I think we're on 19.
he's gonna be literally shaking off that dust.
I think we're at 19. Okay. 15. God, start at 14. And then full
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 14. And upon all the high mountains, and upon all the hills that are lifted up, and upon every high tower, and upon every fenced wall. Verse 16. And upon all the ships of Tarshish, and upon all pleasant pictures. Verse 17. And the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men shall be made low, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day.
God. Yeah, how about Shimei Shai is going to be exalted in the day of destruction? All right? In the day of destruction. Matter of fact, pull Zechariah right quick on 13, 8. Right? All men shall be laid low. These other nations, but 2/3 of our own nation. Let's prove that right quick about the 2/3. All right? Because only 1/3 is going to make it. All right? And we're catching hell on this side. We made our bodies a living sacrifice. All right? To continue in our faith. Abaratazah all the way into the end.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. All right? 2/3 of our own people are going to cut off and die and perish, whether it be from pestilence, thermonuclear fire, all right? The devil coming in like a flood, all right? All that's going to happen. Go ahead and continue.
But the third shall be left therein.
But the third shall be left therein. And how they're going to be left therein and why? Go ahead, continue.
Verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire.
He will bring the third part through the fire. Why is he going to bring the third part through the fire? It is that remnant. It is the elect. All right? It is that 1/3 consistent of the 144,000 elect men. All right? And the rest of the 1/3. All right? But it's that governing body. For the very elect's sake. All right? The 1/3 is the elect. Go ahead.
And will refine them as silver is refined.
And will refine them as silver is refined. So the process of refining silver, all right, through burning its impurities out, all right, having to sit there and watch the silver, having to make it fine where you be able to see your reflection in it, all right, continued to its purest point. All right, go ahead.
And will try them as gold is tried.
Try them as gold is tried. That means you're going to turn up the heat and turn up the pressure so it has it's sturdier. All right, and so you can get all the impurities off that. Draw all the impurities off that. Burn it up. All right, so it is refined and tried, gold and silver.
They shall call on my name.
We shall call on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai through our infirmities. All right, through going to work, through receiving the help. Day in and day out, all right, through our children, women being out of order, through people mocking, laughing, and scoffing, all right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to have us make it through, all right,
and I will hear them.
And he will hear us. He will hear the cry of his children, all right, those who adhere to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to continue on in the faith, to come back and to repent, all right, repentance, to fast and pray, all right, and for brothers and Abaratza, speaking of myself, to fast even more. All right, to fast even more, continue to make our bodies that much cleaner. All right.
I will say, it is my people.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai said, he will say, it is my people. All right, to be called the people of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right, from being tried as gold in the fire to making it to that ceremony that we talked about in Revelation 7. All right, to be a part of that ceremony. All right, for every man, woman, and child to be in that lot. All right, to see those palms in your hands. All right, to come out of that chariot, and the whole planet know that's it.
And they shall say, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is my power.
And we shall claim and say that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is our power. All right. As you see, if you watch any videos, when those brothers, I believe it's the Los Angeles camp that he does, I forget the brother's name, that does all the depictions, and then it has Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Yeah. God.
I think from Frisco.
Frisco. God. Hey, and the water, beautiful videos, you know, and to hear that rain, to hear men, all right, to hear a multitude of men, all right, and women and children are going to be proclaiming the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, but it's going to be drowned out through the masculinity of the men. All right, when you hear men, the men calling on these men, on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, these powers, all right, and subjecting themselves unto the powers. And we're not talking about a fucking beta male. We're not talking about a metro. We're talking about masculine men calling upon the name and praising Yahweh Bashem Yahushai with all their strength and all their power. All right? Go to the book of Revelation. There we go. Go ahead.
You want me to start at 10?
Yeah, God, start at 10. Start at 10, drop down to 14, and then we go ahead and pass it out.
The book of Revelation 13 and 10 says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
But those who led us into captivity shall go into captivity. That's all these other nations, all the nations outside of the nation of Israel. All right? The nation of Israel. All right? And even our, technically, through Isaac, our older brother. All right? Even he's going into slavery. All right?
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
He that kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. All right? For all the abominable things and the killing and everything that you have done unto the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? Through the stuff that you have to suffer through us going off as a nation. All right? These people doing this to you, the heathen nations, so-called white man, all right, which is Esau, Edom, all right, so-called Chinese, Japanese, so-called Arabian, all right, all these other nations.
It says, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
He that kills with the sword must be killed with the sword, all right? You must be killed with the sword because that's the way that you killed those men, women, and children. All right, here's the patience and the faith of the saints. This is what we patiently wait on, and this is patience, and this is our faith. The faith tells us that these devils will go down. All right, that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true children of Israel. All right, that no other nation has an inheritance. The Africans don't have an inheritance to the kingdom and salvation of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. The so-called white man doesn't have an inheritance to the nation, the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and its promises. You have a promise to fulfill. All right, the promise is to fulfill is to be subject in servitude for an eternity under the nation of Israel. That's what you have. That's your promise. All right, but the glory and the praise goes unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and his nation.
Let me put this scripture real quick. This is Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers.
Come, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said, prepare slaughter for his children. All right. Same thing as you did to our children. Same thing as you did to our women when they were pregnant. All right. Cutting open the belly and having the baby and hanging the baby by the umbilical cord. All right. Leaving them there at your picnic. All right. Sitting there at your picnics. All right. Watching men, women, and children burn. Putting children in zoo like there's some kind of fucking spectacle. We're a spectacle to be respected, not to be hated.
Right. And that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua said he will never, never let you motherfuckers in power again. Never. All right? Never. You will never fucking exist after your slavery. Not again. All right? Because the punishment is done. When Yahushua cracks those clouds, we know that the punishment is over. 2/3 are going to be feel death by pain. Abaratazal, we not of that number. All right? But 2/3 will feel death by pain. The 1/3 will be delivered, and those promises will now be fulfilled. All right? And those curses will be taken off. So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, wake up and come back to your power. Fuck everybody else.
It's Isaiah 36, 34. Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
God, none of these shall fail. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to fulfill these words. What's your so-called nationality? So-called nationality. Yep. Yeah, race. Right? All right, so you, huh? So,
What's your father? German?
all right. Hey. No,
Oh, you good?
you good. So you have, if your father's line, all right, is with Esau, Edom, whether it be, doesn't matter what it is, outside of the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, you have destruction coming. All right? Thus saith the Bible, you have destruction coming unto your whole nation for the affliction of the people of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. Because your nation, through slavery and historically, has what they have done to our people. Germany, everybody outside of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right. You know, so, you know, but go ahead.
But you say, I mean, also he could be of this nation.
You could
too,
be of this nation.
You say you run with the homies. You know, most of your homies probably fit the description of either Negro, Latino, or Native American, right? And you know, by the way that you present yourself and everything, you kind of fit the description.
God, and that's why I asked you, because the way that you stop, you know,
right.
You heard the word and you stopped. So, hey.
Because it said that the spirit will bear witness. So
that's what we started off with.
So,
the spirit bear witness.
So, bro. Right. So, I mean, that's pretty much what it boils down to, because our this seed that goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has been spread out through all the nations of the world. You know, so if you hear this word and you start to, you know, take heed to it, you know, then you probably fall underneath this chart right here.
Because that means your father's, however many generations go back, could be of these nations. All right, and if you're of the nations, you have a promise coming unto you.
The Italians are actually they stand. A lot of Italians go back to Judah.
All right, who's it?
What's your grandpa then?
What's your father's father?
My father?
Yeah.
German.
All right. So
my great grandpa, my dad's side, lived in Germany, and my grandpa was in here in America, and then my dad.
All right. So
because it truly only matters about your father's line. You know.
Okay.
It
So
goes.
he's American in as far as this goes.
So, but once again, like the spirit bear witness, you know,
Yeah.
there's a couple of things that, you know, might be a couple of sort of indicators,
Right.
Yeah.
you know.
What's like, I don't know the terminology. I'm not really not like good at like religious terminology, but like for the group or whatever.
So
Or is
we're-
this just a thing that y'all individually do?
So this we're the Hebrew Israelites. You know, so the Israelites are the chosen people of God and Jesus Christ, and their true names in Hebrew are Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Yahweh being the Father, and Yahushai being the Son, which means deliverer.
You know, y'all are the ones who are supposed to eventually go back to Jerusalem.
Right, correct. We're going to go back into Israel after the Lord comes back and delivers us from this captivity. Because no matter how you see it, we're still underneath the oppression of, you know, the elites, the so-called white man,
So-called Illuminati.
Stage of being scattered across the earth and never know.
right, due to the curses and not following the commandments in this book.
Yeah.
You know, so
What you say it's gonna be?
Hebrew Israelites, you could, we give you our YouTube channel if you want to look in more into it.
Oh, you give that, brother.
Yeah, you got it. The water.
Water.
You know, we're just gonna finish this up real quick, because right now we got this thing known as the MOTB. You know, that
Haragma, which is the Elon Musk Neuralink chip.
this is the RFID chip. You know, this is what it says. Yeah, we just can't say these words because, you know, there's a censoring going out on social media platforms,
Right.
you know, on media platforms, you know. But you know that Marcus,
Yeah, Marcus.
you know that, you know that, but the RFID chip, you know that you see that what now Zuckerberg,
Mark Zuckerberg.
yeah, that Mark Zuckerberg, you know that he's pushing out, you know, and trying to put. Did you get that video I sent you?
God, yeah.
That was an old video, you know, talking about this very thing, you know.
God.
So they've been this has been their plan the whole time. And this is going to be Revelation 13. 13 and verse 14, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live.
God. So the image of the beast. All right, there's been many images. First image was so-called, who they called Jesus Christ. That was an image of the beast. All right, this system. All right, because if you read in the Bible, if you've ever read the Bible, okay, does it give his so-called nationality, the appearance of him? Yeah. Matter of fact, go ahead and pull it. Right. Go ahead.
Right, he's actually, you know, so-called Negro.
So you can,
He looked like a so-called Negro because Yahweh Shai, who you call Jesus, came out of the tribe of Judah. You know, this is actually, yeah, this is his true depiction of him. You know, we're gonna get that in the Bible.
Yep. Matter of fact, pull up Matthew's too. Matthew's.
That lets way more realistic because, you know, some of the stories, like he did some kind of like, you know, physically on the more brutal side or more, you know, aggressive side. And that man, the one on the right, he doesn't know his depiction, bro.
Right.
Go ahead, pull that up.
Right.
This is here's a J.
Right.
To the spirit. You're a J to the spirit.
Every time I see before I come up here and I see some speckled birds, I always get a speckled bird at camp.
Hey, call out, yeah, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rakatah.
I got your chain.
Hey, let him get this for you right quick. Just get the image for you, and then we'll let you be on your way.
This is the book of
We're
Revelation.
gonna give you the image, show you what he looked like once again.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
All right, so you see brothers out here. If I was older, I'd have woolly hair, right? Or slack, white woolly hair.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
As a flame of fire, because Yahushua drank a lot of wine. All right, and what's the worst than so-called pissed off black men.
You know, and when you get mad, your eyes start red too.
God.
Verse 13, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Feet as unto fine brass that burn in the furnace. What color is brass? Like gold. Now put it in the fire. What color would it turn? Huh? It turned brown. A dark brown. Almost black, right?
Yeah.
So you put anything in the fire, which color is it gonna turn?
Oh, I see something.
Yeah. At the bottom of a pot, you know, when it gets those marks.
Yeah.
You know?
So it doesn't matter if it's silver, it's still gonna turn what? Right? Still gonna get burned. So that's just the image. Hey, if Yahweh Shem Yahushai dealing with you, if you're meant to get the word, hey, call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushai by Hashem Rakakadash. If not, call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushai by Hashem Rakakadash. You know, but you've been warned, you've been told. If it resonates with you, come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. Stop smoking weed, stop eating pork, stop sleeping with the homie's girl. You know what I mean? All the abominable stuff, you gotta stop doing all that stuff.
Let's grab more questions. You know, we are here every Saturday.
Yeah.
So we're here every Saturday around 3:15. So
Yeah, every Saturday, Lord willing. You know, Lord willing, we here.
Yeah, I feel like you like this. You make it down, do this, bro.
And there is no coincidence.
Right.
There's nothing new under the sun. All right. Hey, that was a stuck a bird. The will and power, Yahweh should be outshot.
Let's continue on this.
Yeah.
Because right.
Yeah.
You know that word Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, you know that
It
name.
does that.
Stop getting your tracks. The Lord's name is a strong tower. The righteous run into it.
God,
You know,
God.
prime example right there. So I had dropped. This is a Revelation 13 and 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
God. If you don't bow down to the system that they have in play, that they're gearing up, all right? If you don't bow down to the system, they said, you know what? We're going to put you in a guillotine.
We don't have any. We only got
There's
the
no use.
supply chain that we've been holding back
Right,
for the people that take this.
right. There's no use for you.
We have care packages and rations. You just got to be a good good slave.
You got to be, come here, Toby. Come here.
Now let me put this DNA. this
I'm going to put my DNA in you.
right. Let me put this little baby
Right,
fetus inside of your head.
right.
You know?
And be connected
hungry,
to the
right?
Internet of Things.
You hungry because we want to know where you at and what you do, and how much money you got.
God. And get flesh-eating bacteria and ulcers and all kinds of stuff. You know?
Verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a marcus smart in their right hand or in their foreheads.
God. All right? That's that RFID chip, as you're seeing.
The Marcus Smart.
Market smart chip.
Marcus Smart.
Marcus smart chip. All right?
This is a new word for
Lock it. I still said it. But on top of that, all right, you have RFI, the Neuralink from Elon Musk and these other companies. All right,
Neuralink.
trying to connect you to
metaverse.
metaverse.
You know, and you got Mark Zuckerberg right now. He got everybody in the metaverse, and he walking around all them. Man, so if you imagine this, everybody else is in their universe. He could be doing whatever the hell he want to them. He just walking around. He could, somebody and that's the delusion that they're in. They're completely unaware of their surroundings.
God.
And you got this man, walking around you. The only one outside of that verse. What you think gonna happen?
Man,
You don't think he gonna take advantage of you?
Hey, that's the Matrix. All right, you now getting plugged into the Matrix. All right, this is before you enter that as in the Matrix, that cavity. All right, as that rechargeable battery. All right, You're just not in the liquid yet. All right? We're getting to the thick of it. All right? But, all right? But with that,
verse 17, and then
I thought you were
I thought I read that already too. I didn't. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the thing or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So they're gonna make you bow down to this.
they're gonna make you bow down. Hey, if you're not gonna get down, if you're not gonna get down with the get down, they ain't got nothing for you. They don't care for you. You ain't gonna be able to do anything. All right? Brother's gonna pull this, read down to 5, and then we'll go ahead.
They gonna tempt you.
God.
Book of Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. Verse 3, and many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. Verse 5, O house of Jacob, come ye, and let us walk in the light of the Lord.
God. All right? And all this is coming to pass. All right? After we see this destruction, this fall of this wicked-ass queendom, and all these other wicked-ass dignitary queendoms around about, all right, that are confederate with this beast, all right, that are confederate with it, this is going to come into play and come to pass. All right? All you other nations will rejoice. All right? Everything will go forward out of the land, all right, and out of the mountain of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which is the nation, consists of the nation of Israel as the kings and rulers. All right? But with that, we want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rachak. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning the Bayah Shadabadad, the house of David. Till the next time we say Shalom, wa abal babal.